So far, only 9 tattoo studios carry this new erasable ink.
And also be aware that it will cost you about 50% more to get this brand of erasable tattoo. If you'd like more information, just head to our website, WCBSTV.com.
If only we had known back in college.
Yeah, if only you knew, huh?
Yeah.
That Boy George tattoo that you have on.
All week she's been waiting for that, folks. That's it for us at 5. For yours truly, Christine Johnson, the funny one, Lonnie Quinn, and our entire CBS 2 News team. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Raggi.
And I'm Christine Johnson. The news at 6 starts right now.
You're watching CBS 2 News in high definition.
Right now at 6, New York's next senator finally revealed just who is Kirsten Gillibrand and why is she triggering a fight over gun control.
You are an evil, vile, despicable killer.
A judge's harsh words for a babyface killer who murdered his neighbor in cold blood. Hear from the victim's mother.
Bloodied and battered, road rage to the extreme, the Brooklyn man who says he was cut up by an enraged sushi chef. Good evening, I'm Dana Tyler.
And I'm Don Daler. From unknown to lightning rod in just 24 hours, upstate Congresswoman Kirsten Gillibrand is Governor Patterson's controversial choice to fill New York's vacant Senate seat. Her appointment caps a confusing 2-month ordeal. We have 2 reports tonight, beginning with CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer in Albany.
After months of public and private dithering and a very public diss of Caroline Kennedy, Governor Patterson named Hudson, New York Congresswoman Kirsten Gillibrand to replace Hillary Clinton in the Senate.
This senator has great shoes to fill.
Gillibrand, a relative unknown, is 42 and the mother of 2. She was surrounded by political poobahs from around the state, including Nassau County Executive Tom Suozzi, a contender for the job himself. She vowed to work hard to let New Yorkers get to know her.
For many New Yorkers, this is the first time you've heard my name, and you don't know much about me. Over these next 2 years, you will get to know me, but much more importantly, I will get to know you.
But as hard as she works, she will always know that she wasn't the first choice. After all, until Wednesday, almost everyone in the state expected the job to go to Caroline Kennedy. That episode ended badly. Kennedy suddenly withdrew her name, citing personal issues. Team Patterson said it had to do with non-payment of taxes for nannies, and there were whispers of marital strife.
I think I picked the best candidate, and I think I made a great choice.
For all the dysfunction of the event, the governor never mentioned Kennedy and took no questions about her. There were also some high points. President Barack Obama called in the middle of Gillibrand's speech.
Right now?
Right now, yes.
And afterwards?
And afterwards as well.
Okay. Should I finish? I'm going to finish.
She finished her remarks before she went to the side of the stage to take the call.
He said, I look forward to working with you. We are going to work together on many issues, and congratulations.
Gillibrand's pro-gun stance hung over the event, but she said she was willing to work with people against gun violence.
I'm going to be an advocate for hunters' rights, but there is so much area where there's common ground, where I can work together with anti-gun, really solving the problem of gun violence.
When Kirsten Gillibrand takes office on Sunday, she'll be 99th in seniority. In Albany, I'm Marcia Kramer, CBS 2 News.
And while she is a familiar name to her local constituents, Kirsten Gillibrand is relatively unknown to downstate voters. Here's where she stands on some other key issues. Gillibrand supports same-sex marriage, abortion rights, and withdrawing troops from Iraq. She is against providing driver's license for illegal immigrants.
It's Gillibrand's stance on gun control, though, that could lead to a bitter battle for Senate in 2010. Congresswoman Carolyn McCarthy, whose husband was murdered and son injured in the Long Island Railroad massacre 15 years ago, says she might challenge Gillibrand. Here's CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan.
Inside Nassau's rifle and pistol range, gun owners took aim at more than just their targets with an enthusiastic endorsement of the Senate designate's pro-NRA stance.
It's in the Constitution, and I feel everyone should, bear arms. It's their right.
You're pleased with the appointment?
Very pleased.
Meantime, from her district office, a furious Congresswoman Carolyn McCarthy watched grimly as Governor Patterson lauded Representative Kirsten Gillibrand's qualifications that include an A grade from the NRA.
This is personal. Certainly 15 years ago when I decided that I was going to run for Congress, it was because I wanted to make a difference. So hopefully it wouldn't happen to anybody else.
It was the Long Island Railroad rampage. A gunman murdered 6 and injured 19. McCarthy's husband was killed and son partially paralyzed. The former nurse was elected on an ardent gun control platform.
I will never forget why I went to Congress. And if that means I've got to go to the Senate to have that voice heard, then that's what I'll do.
McCarthy then phoned colleagues, among them Mayor Bloomberg and Senator Schumer, notifying them she plans to challenge Gillibrand.
If no one comes forward to challenge her in 210, I will be there.
At Coliseum Gun Traders in Uniondale, owner Andrew Chernoff reacted, saying, give the new appointee a chance.
Why is it that Carolyn McCarthy is already chastising this new person? I'd like to know that.
The Congresswoman responded, New Yorkers want gun violence reduced, and she vows to fight. From Mineola, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
Mayor Bloomberg released a generally positive statement about Gillibrand, but he chastised her stance on guns, saying Gillibrand has voted to keep critical data needed to track illegal gun traffickers from law enforcement, has voted to tie the hands of the ATF, and has also voted to protect dealers who sell guns illegally.
In other news now, former New York State Senate Majority Leader Joe Bruno has been indicted by a federal grand jury on corruption charges. Bruno arrived for the hearing in Albany this morning. For the past 3 years, the FBI has been looking into Bruno's business dealings. Prosecutors accuse the Republican of collecting millions of dollars from companies trying to get business with the state. Bruno insists he's not guilty.
There is no doubt that a jury of my peers will see this 3-year pursuit of what it is, an expensive fishing expedition.
The 8-count indictment says Bruno used his office to defraud the people of New York from 1993 through at least 2006.
Evil and despicable. Those are the words a New Jersey judge used today to describe a cold-blooded killer as the judge punished him for the murder of his 16-year-old neighbor. CBS 2's Jay Dow was in the courtroom.
21-year-old Jonathan Zarate found out today he'll spend the rest of his life in prison.
The only conclusion I can come to is that you are an evil, vile, despicable killer.
Technically, Zarate must spend a minimum of 106 years in prison before any parole eligibility for the 2005 murder of Jennifer Parks. Throughout the sentencing, Zarate sat motionless. When given the opportunity to make one last statement in open court, he declined, telling the judge he would rather exercise his right to remain silent. Police say Zarate killed Parks in the basement of his father's Randolph home and then dismembered her body. Investigators say Zarate then tried to cover up the crime by stuffing Parks' body into a footlocker and then ordered his younger brother and a friend to dump it into the Passaic River.
We are not looking for a pass. We are not looking for a way out.
Lori Parks says she's pleased with the sentence.
His lawyer said that it was a tragedy between two families. It was in a way, but the thing of it is that his parents get to go see their boys in jail. I have to go to a cemetery and look at a gravestone and talk to my daughter.
Parks says she now hopes Zarate's younger brother, James, receives a similar fate following his upcoming trial as an adult. In Morristown, Jay Dow, CBS 2 News.
Zarate's motive? Police believe he was mad at Jennifer Parks after she got his brother into trouble for bullying her.
The engine of U.S. Airways Flight 1549 that was submerged in the Hudson for more than a week has been recovered. Salvage crews pulled it from the river late this afternoon. The engine is seen as a crucial piece of evidence in determining what brought the plane down. Investigators will examine it for signs of a bird strike. The Army Corps of Engineers says recovering the engine was not easy.
All along now, the most important thing has been the safety of the divers, the safety of the crew, the safety of the people working on this operation. Even today, as the river's current came up, the divers had to come out of the water because it was just running too fast.
And Chesley Sullenberger, the pilot of U.S. Airways Flight 1549, is giving his first interview to CBS's Katie Couric, along with the rest of the flight crew. You can see it on 60 Minutes on Sunday, February 8th at 7 p.m.
A community on edge tonight. Police in Englewood, New Jersey are searching for a sexual predator. The latest attack happened today in broad daylight at Tenafly Road and Cambridge Avenue. This is the third sexual assault in that area in 2 weeks. Police say the suspect attacks women from behind, preventing them from getting a good look at his face. Women in the area are understandably concerned.
Anybody would be concerned, especially for the victims involved. It's very traumatic and very upsetting for them.
The suspect is in his early to mid-20s, 6 feet tall, dark skin, dark sweater or sweatshirt with shiny gold lettering on the front, dark pants, and a knit cap.
President Obama invited congressional leaders to the White House today to hash out the economic stimulus package. The president wants the $825 billion plan approved by the middle of next month. Republicans say the package is too expensive. Nevertheless, the president says he's confident an agreement can be reached.
I know that it is a heavy lift to do something as substantial as we're doing right now. I recognize that there are still some differences around the table.
I'm concerned about the size of the package, and I'm concerned about some of the spending that's in there. How you can spend hundreds of millions of dollars on contraceptives, how does that stimulate the economy?
President Obama is scheduled to meet with House Republicans next week at their request.
Coming up tonight, the surveillance tape that helped police track down a pair of violent teenage robbers.
A community in mourning after a tragedy claims 2 young lives. Why some residents say transit officials share some of the blame.
Plus, from cut off on the highway to cut up by a sushi chef, the bizarre road rage tale next.
CBS 2 HD is the place for your news around the clock in the morning.
Start your day with us for news, traffic, and weather.
Every weekday from 5 to 7 a.m.
In the afternoon.
The story shaping your world at noon.
And a fresh look at the day's news at 6.
At night.
Join us at 5 and 11 for breaking news.
Stories to save you money and in-depth investigations.
Always on at WCBSTV.com. Wherever news happens, whenever news happens. CBS 2 HD, your source for news around the clock.
Fighting cancer takes determination, technology, and time. Introducing RapidArc, a new cancer therapy from Varian that can help you in your fight by focusing a powerful dose of radiation directly to a tumor in a treatment that only takes a few minutes a day. A few minutes out of your day, and then you're back to everything you love. RapidArc from Varian. Tough on cancer. Because cancer doesn't deserve a second chance.
We've seen a lot of change over the years, but one thing that hasn't changed is the durability of a Honda. Over the past 20 years, Honda has a higher percentage of cars and trucks still on the road, higher than any other car manufacturer in its class. Maybe that's one reason the CR-V is the best-selling crossover in America. Honda. Simple.
Lease a 2009 Honda CR-V for $239 a month for well-qualified customers.
So, have you been here before?
No.
Look at the menu's amazing. I think I want one of everything. I'm starving. Wow, the spaghetti more. Sorrel marinara. Whoa, it's gonna be lobster.
Across the street or down the block, Chase has the most ATM locations in New York City.
Just look at the desserts. So, what are you gonna have?
The halibut.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Chase checking.
Okay?
Because cash when you need it matters. Chase what matters.
Oh,
excited.
Investing in our infrastructure is important. The roads, bridges, and energy grids that our future depends on. But our future also depends on our children. New York City public school teachers work hard to give them the quality education they deserve. Kids rarely get a second chance. So even in difficult times, investing in our children cannot be put on hold, because good public schools are the foundation of a strong society.
Eye on New York. It's your eye-opening view of the tri-state. Sunday morning, money troubles making people stressed and depressed. We'll have a look at treatments making an electrifying comeback. Eye on New York, Sunday at 6:30 a.m. on CBS 2 HD.
A violent pattern of robbery and assault comes to an end in Queens. Police were searching for the 2 men in the surveillance video seen beating and robbing a diner delivery man, and the men believed to be responsible for 5 other attacks. 2 police officers who saw this video were canvassing the area of Ravenswood and spotted the 2 suspects. They were positively identified by a recent victim and arrested.
Residents in Chinatown tried to start healing today after the tragic accident that killed 2 children yesterday. Police say the driver won't face charges after he mistakenly left the double-parked van in reverse. As CBS 2's Pablo Guzman reports, today the neighborhood received spiritual help.
A Buddhist ceremony at the scene of yesterday's accident, which took 2 young lives. What happened yesterday still reverberates throughout Chinatown in many ways. At the daycare center where they try to continue, and among community activists who say they have been getting a runaround from the Department of Transportation, or DOT, for years about the dense traffic in the area and accidents before yesterday's that have gone unnoticed.
We've become the dumping ground. We've become the ground zero for traffic problems. The DOT has blood on its hands, in my opinion. What are they going to do?
This young woman told me the Chinese New Year is 2 days away, but this is not a happy time, she said. Children, she said, children. Our hearts are filled with sadness. In Chinatown, Pablo Guzman, CBS 2 News.
A third child who was critically injured in the accident has been released from the hospital and is home today.
Still ahead tonight, a bizarre road rage story.
I thought I was dying.
Hear from the man who says he was slashed by an enraged sushi chef on the side of the road.
Crowning achievement, how the Obama administration could restore one of New York's most famous views.
Gotta love that warmth today, but easy come, easy go. The extended forecast is coming right up.
Coming up, they made good money, but their jobs vanished when the economy faltered. We'll have expert advice for white-collar workers who have been laid off. So that story and more tonight, only on the CBS Evening News.
Tonight at 11, credit card rewards get practical. Forget the luxury items. These new rewards will help you build your nest egg or even pay your mortgage. CBS 2 HD shows you how to work the system and cash in. A Money Saver Report, tonight at 11.
If you're shopping for a car, you should know that Toyota has been rated the best overall value by IntelliChoice.com. That's because Toyota quality saves money. And now it saves even more. Come in and see your Toyota dealer today and get an amazing $2,500 cash back on Highlander. Or get a new Toyota 4Runner or Sequoia with $3,000 cash back. See your Toyota dealer now to start saving now. Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward.
Hi, I'm Dixie Carter. Over 150,000 people in the United States are suffering from a painful neurological disorder called spasmodic torticollis. Many people with torticollis remain undiagnosed. The cause isn't known and there is no cure, but help is available. The National Spasmodic Torticollis Association is a nonprofit organization providing help and vital information to those in need. If you or someone you know has a painful twisted neck like this, please call 1-800-HURTFUL.
Circuit City is going out of business. Save as much as 30% off our entire $1.8 billion inventory. This is the largest consumer electronics total liquidation in history. While quantities last, get ready for the big game with discounts on your dream HD TV. This is a sale of epic proportions with discounts on everything, including all home audio video, computers, digital cameras, portable electronics, and more. All 567 stores are closing. Save as much as 30% off everything during the Circuit City going out of business sale.
Introducing Neutrogena's 14-Day Skin Rescue. This kit combines powerful anti-aging technologies to transform skin in just 14 days. Not quite instant gratification, but close enough. Neutrogena.
Meet Erica. Erica! Grand poobah of pasta. Handy. Connoisseur of cold. Chili. She uses Glad bags, not those pricier Ziploc bags. For the thrifty way to help keep food fresh and handy, get Glad.
Sometimes you can hear lung cancer in smokers before you see it. There's a whistling noise. It's the air racing around the lung cancer that's almost completely blocking an airway. By the time most lung cancers are discovered, it's already too late to operate.
A wild road rage incident on Staten Island could be a scene right out of a movie.
An angry sushi chef is accused of slicing up another driver during a dispute on the side of a road. As CBS 2's Josh Landis reports, both drivers now face charges.
I thought I was dying. I actually said a couple of prayers in the EMS.
1 minute, Jack Zyback was driving to work.
The next, he says, he was fighting off a knife-wielding sushi chef.
What he did to Mr. Zybak was, I guess, what he does to, he treated him like a slab of tuna. I'll put it that way.
23-year-old Zybak was commuting from Brooklyn to a cell phone store he owns in New Jersey when he crossed paths with 37-year-old Yao Zhu, and an incident of road rage went off the deep end.
Both men were driving south on the West Shore Expressway. Zybak says he pulled over after accidentally cutting off Zhu, and he says that's when Zhu started cutting him.
Zybak says Zhu first approached his minivan, but when Zybak tried exchanging his license and insurance card, the attack began.
He kept trying to reach for my neck, and he actually got me right here. He did it like 7-8 times.
Zybak received 100 stitches. Police have filed assault charges against both men, but Zybak's lawyer says his client's wounds should convince the court he's the victim.
This could have easily have been a homicide, and actually, in my opinion, should be charged as an attempted murder.
Mr. Zhu's lawyer declined to speak on camera, but told CBS 2 News, quote, "The truth will come out in time." Zybak says he sees meaning in his brush with death.
I guess God did make a miracle. Maybe he's trying to make me wake up to something that I'm not doing the right way.
But he says he has no idea what struck a sushi chef's raw nerve that day. In Chelsea, Josh Landis, CBS 2 News.
Zybak says if it weren't for a passing NYPD unit that intervened, he could have been killed. Both men are due in court next month.
The crown of the Statue of Liberty could soon reopen to the public. It's been closed since the September 11 terrorist attacks. The statue's base, pedestal, and lower observation deck reopened in 2004 after a $20 million project to improve fire safety. The new Interior Secretary, Ken Salazar, who toured the statue today, is now considering reopening the crown. He said a study on safety issues should be completed by mid-April.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, how great to go up there. I've never been up there. That would be wonderful to see that.
Aren't we so lucky to have that?
Yeah.
I have been there. It's
Thank
wonderful.
you, French people.
Monsieur Eiffel. Here's Monsieur Quinn with a look at the weather.
Well, hey, it was beautiful out there today. Things start to change starting tomorrow. But you ever heard the phrase, red sky at night, sailor's delight? Right?
Is that it? Yeah. It's red sky morning, sailors take warning. That's right.
All right, I have something written here that says red sky at night, sailor's delight,
That's
Jim.
true.
There we have the red sky for you. We should have been sailing today because it was beautiful outside. This was taped a little bit earlier. The sun set at 5:03. Just beautiful. Chopper 2 HD getting us a great looking shot. Now we've had a roller coaster temperature ride around here. Look at Wednesday. Wednesday, we never got out of the 20s. 26 degrees was our high. Yesterday we hit 37. Today we're all the way up to 47. Well, that roller coaster, we start our ride down tomorrow. 34 for your high on Saturday, 27 your high on Sunday. We're going to talk about the sky conditions and if there's a precipitation chance in just a moment. But let's continue to talk the good stuff because temperatures are still really beautiful out there. 42 right now in Central Park, 39 Mineola. It is 50 degrees right now at this hour. It's 6:19. 50 degrees in Edison, New Jersey. 39 Harriman, 41 in Sparta. And right around Sparta, look what Sussex, New Jersey went through today. They started off this morning at 9 degrees. 12 hours later, they hit a high temperature of 63 degrees. That's a 52-degree swing in the matter of 12 hours. I mean, a crazy sort of meteorological event right there. Take a look at the skies overhead. We had beautiful sunshine all day long, and now in come the clouds. We're starting to see some trace upper-level moisture, none of this making its way down to the ground, but it does let me know that that front is getting closer. Let's talk, though, temperatures. I want to cut the country, not necessarily in half, but I want to sort of cut Chicago in half, if you will. On one side of it, look what Pittsburgh comes in at, 45 degrees. On the other side of that line, Lincoln, Nebraska, 18 degrees. That cold air will be making its shift into our area starting tomorrow, but more so on Sunday. Now, let's address your rain chances. Look at all the precipitation here around Kansas City, stretching down toward Oklahoma. Will we be seeing any rain, maybe a snowflake out there? Now, the future radar computers tell us no. 7 p.m. tonight, it's still off to our west. It's nipping at our heels the whole time, but never develops. 4 a.m., still not with us, and all that rain I showed you around St. Louis, well, watch it. It develops around the Tennessee Valley, and then it just pushes offshore, and we never see anything. I do think as that front passes, you may catch a little bit of a raindrop, a little bit of a snowflake is possible, but just not a big event. More so the increasing clouds tonight as that weak front passes through the area. Take you down to 32 degrees for tomorrow. Best I'm going to do is bring you up to 34, but the winds will be blowing, so it's going to feel colder than that. The wind gusts tomorrow, 25 to 30. You're going to wake up with the clouds. Some of those clouds will be breaking apart, so a sun and cloud mix to finish the day. Sunday, the cold air takes hold. 27 on Sunday, 26 on Monday, 29 on Tuesday. The broken record continues, right? Wednesday, we're back up above freezing, but Wednesday into Thursday, your high temperature is 34 degrees both days. There is a little bit of a snow chance. Right now, it's quite a ways off, but I'm watching the models and to see if that storm really develops into anything big. But right now, I'm going to call for a few snowflakes, maybe some raindrops.
Great.
Okay.
So the snow melts and then it's going to freeze on the roads again. That's great.
We live in the Northeast.
All right. Next on CBS 2 News at 6. Was it live or was it Memorex? The world-famous musicians at President Obama's inauguration show us there's more to it than meets the ear.
I'm Deuces Rogers. Herm Edwards learns his fate in Kansas City, and Stephon Marbury is still hoping to be cut loose by the Knicks. Sports is coming up next.
If you see news in your area, call our tip line at 1-800-CH2-NEWS. That's 1-800-CH2-NEWS. Closed captioning for CBS 2 News in high definition is brought to you by Toyota.
Next, ET&N Insider. George Clooney back on ER. What really happened? And our lost videos of Clooney on the set.
The nice thing about doing a show like this is that you can have all the free drugs that we want.
Then Simon Baker's new movie Makeout, Who's the Blonde That Has the Mentalist Hot and Bothered. Plus, from beauty queen to X-rated sensation, will she lose her crown?
This is what you had in mind.
And Michelle Obama, the first 100 days, day 4. Next, ET&N Insider.
Tonight at 7, only on CBS 2 HD.
Imported Jarlsberg cheese turns salads, soups, sandwiches, and snacks into something extraordinarily special. Mild and delicious. Jarlsberg makes it special.
Coming up in just a few minutes, a massive hacker attack, and your credit card information may be up for grabs. Plus, find a new job in 90 seconds. The new trick on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric, just minutes away.
The government-mandated switch to digital broadcasting is coming February 17th. And that means if you get your TV signal through a TV antenna or apartment building antenna, your service could be interrupted.
Millions of Americans will lose their TV service February 17th. Don't be one of them.
Learn about a special low-cost program from Cablevision that will enable you to get IOTV, keep all your current channels, plus get a whole lot more.
Act now to learn about Cablevision's low-cost program. Call 1-866-707-7907.
Even if you've resisted the move to cable in the past, please call. Discover how to make the switch from your old antenna with no hassles, no surprises. Learn how IOTV will make your TV even better.
It's January, and time is running out. Don't wait till February 17th to discover your TV won't work.
Call 1-866-707-7907 and learn how IOTV from Cablevision is your best way to transition to digital TV.
Get the latest breaking news, weather, and traffic anywhere you go. Sign up for our instant text alerts and emails by going to WCBSTV.com and stay connected.
We're in a tough economy right now. You may think this is a bad time to buy a car, but there are a lot of very good reasons why this is a great time to consider purchasing a vehicle. Take financing. In addition to traditional lenders, local dealers are working more closely with local financial institutions to get you quality, affordable loans. And with dealer incentives and rebates, you'll be getting a lot of car for a lot less money. It really is a buyer's market right now. Use your head and don't be afraid. The deals are out there. You auto buy now.
The inauguration was memorable for so many reasons, and for some people, the beautiful music played during the ceremony was part of that. But there's more to it than meets the ear. Itzhak Perlman, Yo-Yo Ma, and other musicians were actually playing along to a recorded track. Is this another Milli Vanilli case? Ashley Simpson? Apparently not. The sub-freezing temperature that day would have made it impossible to keep the instruments warm enough to stay in tune.
Well, that explains that. Well, here's an idea for a Valentine's Day gift that the kid in you might just love. Get your hands dirty playing with every piece of heavy equipment you could ever imagine. Colorado company called Dig This rents out bulldozers, backhoes, and pretty much anything else you can afford. The price ranges from a couple $100 all the way up to $800. Laundry bills are extra.
Is that
looks
safe?
like a blast.
Excuse me, I'm completely on the other side. Is that looks dangerous?
Well, you don't do it in a crowd.
Don't you hire somebody for that kind of stuff?
No kidding. Let's check in with sports and Deuces the latest. We haven't heard from Stephon Marbury for some time.
He's still trying to break free of those New York Knicks. Before Stephon Marbury can think about joining the Boston Celtics or a team overseas, he needs to be released from his Knicks contract, and the Knicks are playing hardball. They want him to give back guaranteed money before he is cut loose. Today I asked Marbury, when will this nonsense end?
I don't know. I've been sitting at home wondering the same things as everyone else.
Why do you think the Knicks have not let you out of your contract yet?
I can't think of anything other than being personal now.
Do you feel they're fearful that you might go to a team in the Eastern Conference, like Boston's been mentioned quite often? You think they're afraid of that they'll have to see you playing again against them?
They shouldn't be fearful. They're going in another direction. They basically dismantled the team to get under the cap. I just don't understand the part as far as if you said that you didn't want me to play here, why would you try to extort money out of me for me to give back to the organization, which is $1 billion company, when you said that you didn't want me? So if you don't want me, you should just let me go. They're basically sitting there telling me that they want me to give back money that's mine.
This stuff with Greece, was there anything legitimate about that, about a team in Greece being interested in trying to get you out of your contract?
I haven't spoken to anybody. It was a speculation. It was a report. I'm not closing any doors. I'm not gonna close any doors that I haven't opened. I don't know what's going on with Greece. Playing overseas is definitely a possibility for me.
Are you ready to play basketball today?
I've been ready to play basketball.
All right, as for the Knicks themselves, they're home to the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. The Grizzlies are a mess. They have lost 7 games in a row, and yesterday they fired their head coach. The Knicks would be wise not to take anyone lightly these days, not with a 17-24 record. Mike D'Antoni's team has played well at home as of late, and 6 of their next 8 games are at the Garden. The Knicks must avoid a letdown against lowly Memphis tonight.
These are dangerous teams, especially when you have some problems in the organization with firing the coach. So, they're going to be more loose and more free, and we can't come out and play with no energy tonight, thinking that it's going to be an easy game. We have to come out just like we've been approaching the last couple of games and come out and now help us get a win.
The Nets will look to snap a 4-game skid when they visit the San Antonio Spurs tonight. Herm Edwards has been fired as head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. Herm went 15-33 in 3 seasons in KC. Australian Open, the biggest match up of the tournament so far. Roger Federer and Marat Safin. The number 2 seed is hardly challenged by Safin. Tough to stop anybody who can hit shots like that on match point. The 3-time champ wins it in straight sets, 6-3, 6-2, and 7-6. And that's sports.
Excellent. Thanks.
Finally, let's see what's coming up tonight on CBS 2 News at 11.
Chris Raggi joins us in the newsroom with a preview.
Thank you, guys. Coming up tonight at 11, a huge drop in airfares, how you can book a flight for less. Plus, almost everyone has credit card debt. Tonight, we're going to show you how you can still make your cards work for you, and we'll show you rewards that help build your retirement or even pay your mortgage. It's a CBS 2 Money Saver report. Those stories and more tonight at 11. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. That's CBS 2 News at 6 for Deuces, Lonnie, and the entire CBS 2 News team. Thanks for joining us. I'm Don Daly.
I'm Dana Tyler. Up next on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric. If you've been laid off, expert advice to make the most of your job search.
Have a good night.
You've been watching CBS 2 News in high definition.